right, we should be going live once again with Easy SEO Live, where we're going to help you with dispelling the SEO myths that are out there, as well as helping you figure out what should you be doing instead. And there's actually a lot of myths, and then there's some stuff that doesn't have to be so hard. That's why we call it Easy SEO. Also, you'll hear us refer to it as not SEO. The reason we do that is because the SEO that's been sort of promulgated, that's been pushed over the last, I would argue, at least a decade, is largely to benefit the agencies. It's to get people on monthly retainers so they can grow their businesses and essentially be profitable on a recurring basis so that they can then sell that company and make a profit. And, you know, that's business, right? But I'm here for you guys because I think as wedding photographers, which I'm a wedding photographer. So for me, I was like, well, I can't afford how much it costs to pay for solid, actual good SEO companies, meaning companies that would do legitimate work, that were established. And if you do cheap SEO stuff, well, it's kind of like anything. You pay for, or rather you get what you pay for. And so oftentimes people get scammed. And so I'm here to help wedding photographers. Of course, we got family photographers, boudoir, etc. in this group as well. And this stuff works for you guys as well as for many local small businesses. It's just great for that stuff. So be sure to invite your friends because we're dispelling the myths and helping you arrive at the truth about how you can grow your business using organic traffic by ranking on Google. And tonight's all about what you can do to basically to screw up your Google rankings. So I've taken a philosophical position here, which is to basically give you the negative, right? One of the philosophies that that's good to use in your life is if you're trying to figure out how to accomplish something, you just ask yourself, what would I do to absolutely screw up achieving that goal and then not do that? This is essentially the Dwight approach. You know, if I'm, if anytime, I believe the quote, if I remember correctly, is whenever I think about doing something, I ask myself, would a stupid person do this? And if the answer is yes, I don't do that thing, right? We got any Office fans in here? So if you guys would, let me know. Audio sound good? Go into the comments. How's the audio sound? Is it working, right? That's our big thing is we want the audio to be working. So go into the comments. If everything sounds good, let me know. And of course, hit that like button. It is good for you. It's good for me. You know the details. You know the drill. Go hit that and let me know where you're watching from. And we're going to dive right in. So number one, what you shouldn't do if you, or rather what you should do if you don't want to rank on Google. And that is, don't use keywords. Now, you may say, why, Jeff, I know this. Come on, this is basic. I'm going to go a little bit deeper than you've probably heard. So don't use keywords. Now, another part of this, sort of point B, is you could use keywords, but don't focus on high competition, high volume, meaning there's lots of people searching for them keywords. Just ignore those keywords that would actually turn into cash. So again, 2 points on this. You can just don't use keywords. Don't do keywords research. Just don't use keywords and or use keywords, but don't do the keyword research. And then don't actually come up with a keyword plan that's going to help you reach your revenue goals. Okay? Don't do that. Don't use keywords that actually turn into cash. Now, I've had people come to me say, yeah, I was talking to this SEO person or this SEO agency, and they don't want me to rank for the big city that has lots of traffic. They say it's too competitive. We should focus on easy keywords and keywords that are, maybe for smaller cities and really low competition. And that's just garbage. That's false. Now, if I were an SEO agency and I was using a lot of old, outdated SEO and stuff that didn't really align with the future of Google, then yeah, I would tell you that. But the reality is, if you're doing the right stuff, you can be highly competitive. And if anybody doubts this, go back and watch last week's live stream with Ariel, who was brand new in a market, Los Angeles, not an easy market, and ranked there in 90 days. She'd only been doing wedding photography for a little bit, it was like a year in business. I forget exactly how long she said. And lo and behold, she ranks on the first page for Los Angeles, and now is so far this year, because of all this, 6 figures deep into her business and looking to keep on increasing that revenue. Okay. So when we've got a bunch of case studies of this, but the advice to, not focus on keywords to cash, that's your ticket for making sure you don't rank on Google and or rank on Google and not really get anything from it. Okay. By the way, you can rank for garbage keywords, no offense, and it not actually help your business at all. There's a post, I think it was yesterday, where someone posted they've worked with an SEO person and they're just not getting what they thought they should get from it, even though they're getting some traffic. That's something we warn a lot about in this group. Watch out, or actually, to honor the Dwight theme of this Easy SEO Live, don't watch out for people trying to sell you on traffic. Traffic's great, but traffic does not mean that it's going to affect your bottom line. You can get a lot more traffic, and I've seen people in SEO agencies really emphasize traffic. Oh, yeah, traffic. Look how much more traffic this person is getting. And yet, why aren't they getting the level of business that they wanted? Traffic's good, don't get me wrong, but there's quality of traffic. So that's why we like to look at formulas. If you've been around for a while, you know what I'm talking about. We look at the formula, say, okay, you're trying to make an extra $80,000 a year. You've got this much potential, people, searching. So that means you need to convert, 5% of those into visitors and then another 5% of those visitors into inquiries in order to hit your bottom line with a 30% close percentage. Okay. So we look at those sorts of things, and I'm giving you an example here, but if you really just don't want to rank on Google and make more money, then totally don't pay attention to SEO gurus or agencies trying to get you to focus on traffic. Just focus on traffic if you don't want to rank on Google in a meaningful way. Okay. The next thing that you can do to make sure that you don't rank on Google is just have like copy, like words on your website that don't convert. Okay. Just don't even have good copy. And on the flip side, have copy that sounds really good to you. We've seen people go and pay the copywriting experts thousands of dollars to get really good sounding copy that people still don't really care to read that much. Well, people might go, well, why? Why would they do that? It sounds good to me. Well, yeah, they're writing it so you're impressed, and they know that, and they may not know this because they may not even know how to see if it's converting. So either they don't know whether or not it actually converts, but nobody really knows if it converts. And so therefore, I don't know, it sounds good. The photographers like it. So let's write copy for them and charge thousands of dollars. There's that. Or they do know that maybe it doesn't really convert, but hey, the photographers like it. So let's charge lots of money for it. So again, focus on copy and it be really good sounding to you, but you don't actually know if it converts, or just don't really focus on copy. Just throw some stuff up that sounds really generic if you don't want to rank on Google long-term and it bring money into your bank account. Okay. Another good thing you can do if you don't want to rank on Google is just ignore directories. Ignore your Google business profile. Ignore, having accurate information about your business all throughout the internet. Don't worry about, yellow pages. Don't worry about having, any of that stuff accurate. Don't worry about it being consistent. Don't worry about having office hours. Just ignore directories, including Google Business Profile. Because if you ignore it, since Google takes that kind of stuff into account, well, you'll make sure that you don't align yourself with Google's algorithm, and that will keep you from ranking. So again, just ignore directories, including Google Business Profile. Another step deeper there, make sure that you don't try to get reviews. Don't respond to reviews, right? If you want to keep yourself from ranking on Google, because again, your Google Business Profile matters. If it ranks higher, it can help boost your organic actual website ranking and vice versa. So just ignore that. Don't actually fully fill it out. Don't, utilize it. Don't post to it. Just ignore your Google Business Profile along with all directories. Okay. By the way, just a little hint. There's a software that we're getting ready to release that will actually take care of all the directory and Google Business Profile stuff. I'm really excited about it. Just a little hints here and there, right? Just little hints. If you watch and you pay attention, you're going to hear even more. So what else? What else can you do or not do to make sure that you don't rank on Google? Well, you can make sure that you don't ever get backlinks on other websites. You can ignore producing some sort of shareable content that people want to link to, or you never even get backlinks. Just ignore those altogether. Because guess what? Those do matter. Now, on the flip side, you could get tons of backlinks and look really spammy to Google. That'll also keep you from ranking. So there's a sweet spot where you don't focus on getting billions of backlinks or trying to beat out your competitors. You just get the right amount that looks natural. And since they're more like tokens instead of actual, you're going to rank because you get them, the tokens can help you out. So you want to avoid getting tokens, in other words, backlinks, to help you boost up your results while getting good user experience on your website. Just ignore backlinks. That's another good thing you can do in order to ensure that you don't rank on Google. Okay. Now, again, we've had some new people join in here, so I got to reiterate. If you haven't hit that like button yet, go ahead and hit it now. You want to make sure you hit it because why? Well, it helps me out, of course, but it also helps you out. Make sure that you see this content in the future so that you don't miss out on important info. So if you haven't hit it yet, it takes like 2 seconds. Just go hit it. Go hit it if, go hit it if you're annoyed by me telling you to hit it. So moving on. What's up, by the way, Michelle? Good to see you here. We got some comments going through, are coming through. I didn't even see them. So let me go back and we'll see who's in the comment section. We got Jane. What's up, Jane? Christy. Hello. Arlene. What's up, Lori? Don. Love it. Yeah. Okay. Lori was correcting me. What would an idiot do? Yeah. Not a stupid person. Thank you for correcting me on that. Love it. Yeah. We're talking about how the theme for tonight is, it's a Dwight themed, Easy SEO Live. Because instead of what to do, I think about what an idiot would do and I don't do that thing. So yeah, don't do or do the things, and it will keep you from ranking on Google. That's tonight's theme. Thank you for that. So what else? What else can you do or not do to rank on Google, or to keep yourself from ranking on Google, to avoid ranking on Google? Well, you can basically just let your website not convert people and engage people. A website that nobody really wants to click around and engage. Nobody wants to go from page to page. It's pretty much just super generic, and they only care to look at your photographs. And so you blend in with everybody else, and you really don't stand it out at all. And you list your pricing right there where they expect to find it, and you give it to them. And so they stick around on your website for about 15 seconds because all they really care about is quickly seeing if they can put up with your photos enough to throw you in a bucket with other photographers. And does your pricing make sense? Now, why do I know this doesn't work very well? Because I see websites do this all the time. We call it the price shopper shuffle. And it's a bad thing to happen on your website. It's what most websites have going on. People come in, might look at the first photo, they might go to portfolio, and then they go looking for pricing, and then they leave. The most the worst pathway that someone can take that we've seen over and over and over again, the most common pattern that is the worst, is the price shopper shuffle. That is, come in on your homepage, or maybe they come in on a blog and they go to your homepage, they go to portfolio, they look for pricing, and then they leave. If someone's only looking for your pricing, the odds of them converting are massively lower because they're doing price avoidance. They're avoiding pain. People don't buy very well when they're trying to avoid pain. And so here's what you don't do if you want to make sure you don't rank on Google. Don't get them to engage in a way that they actually feel connected with you. Make sure that they don't feel connected to you if you want to make sure that they don't engage with your site and then Google sees that and decides to rank you. Because if you don't want to rank on Google, you should not have a high engaging website that allows your visitor to feel connected. You don't want that, right? If your goal is to try to not rank on Google. Okay, so these have been my top tips. If you've got any questions, go down into the comments below and let me know what your questions are. or if there's any tips that maybe as you've been working on SEO, you can tell us, what and frame it if you would. What would an idiot do, right? So what would an SEO idiot do? Here we go. Yeah, okay, Michelle explained. They don't buy luxury products while trying to avoid pain. This is true. Yeah, luxury products are typically, the pain is part of the enjoyment. Oddly enough, it sounds super weird, but the pain is literally part of the enjoyment of luxury products. That's a big switch in people's mind that I think a lot of people, it's hard to understand unless you've learned about luxury buying, the process that people buy with. The pain actually adds to that experience. Love it. What's up, Harry? Harry's joining in as well. If we don't have any questions, we're going to shut down here in just a minute. I know everybody's probably seen we shut down the bonuses that we had last week for dream clients. Super thankful that you guys got to participate in that. And for those that got their calls booked and got all settled in, that was a fun little time where I got to chat with a lot of different people. And so I'm excited to continue on with that journey with people. If you're new here, welcome. We do these live streams every single week. That's why Arlene posted in the group and said, "Hey, are we doing one tonight?" She was ready and waiting. And so yeah, we are. It was a little late because I had some things I had to do, so I was a little late to post it. But here we are. And so if you're new here and you're like, where am I? Why am I here? Who's this Jeff guy? I'm a wedding photographer. This group is really trying to dispel myths in order to save you a lot of pain. Now, there's been a lot of SEO pain out there. I just spoke with somebody last week that had paid $20,000 for a website in SEO, and they built the website that was, they built it, but they didn't really do any SEO that we could see. We looked at it, I said, I don't know what they did, which is kind of sad. They didn't do some of the most basic stuff, and this is fairly common. $20,000 paid towards that person. That's a sad experience. So I'm here because actually one of the big things that inspired me was when I was getting into wedding photography and looking into SEO. I found a SEO company that I actually thought about. I had considered hiring them. Come to find out, a couple years later, they were actually scamming a bunch of people. I'm pretty sure the FBI got involved in everything. And they were on a bunch of podcasts, really well known. If y'all know who I'm talking about, you don't have to name names, or you can. They're not around anymore, I don't think. But they scammed a bunch of people, tons and tons of people, actually. It was a lot of drama around it. There's Facebook groups about it now, I think. And it was a really crazy situation. And that stuck with me, right? So as I started doing SEO and ranking my website, I remembered that. And as I started getting more word of mouth where people are like, man, Jeff, you're really good at this. Can you help me? I remembered that experience of what if I would have worked with that person, missing out on several $1,000s in that very critical stage and then not having anything to show for it would have been incredibly detrimental to my business. And so, I like being able to dispel the myths that are out there because I do think there's a lot of people that are trying to take advantage of people's ignorance. I think there's a lot of gurus and agencies that are blinded by their own desire to be profitable and grow their companies and sell them and stuff like that, they're focusing on stuff that is profitable to them. And as especially, I think some of them are, I'm not assuming, I always believe assume ignorance over ill intent. That's a maxim that I sort of live by. I think some of them are doing it because that's how they've learned to do it from someone else. These agencies and educators and mentors and stuff like that, where, I think the big difference with me is I learned directly from Google because I had a friend that worked for Google and was able to see stuff and watch over his shoulder and learn these things that I wasn't hearing from out on the internet, and I wasn't hearing from YouTube and wasn't hearing from the free content. And so my goal is to be able to bring those resources to you and hopefully save you tons of time, save you tons of money, and then give you the good stuff, right? And of course, we've got free content. We've got this Facebook group. You can ask questions here. We've got these live streams. We've got the newsletter list. We've got the Easy SEO podcast, which I don't know if you all are on that. Great. I just put out a new episode today, like an hour ago. If you all are not on that, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and actually post the link below for the new episode. You guys can be the first that go and check out the new. It's episode 2. So there's been 2 episodes so far. We're kind of trying to do maybe like I don't know, maybe like two, or excuse me, like one a week or so. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it. But we're definitely trying to put out one here pretty regularly, and it's packed full of stuff that I've spent almost like I would say the last 10 years learning this stuff. And so my heart and souls went into it. So highly recommend that you check out that podcast. Like I said, I'm trying to find my group here on my computer, and I'll post that link for the podcast, and it's on Spotify. It's on, pretty much every major platform. If you see that it's not on one, please let me know, and I will go post it on that one too. So I'm going to put that into the chat box now, so you've got access to that particular episode. And you guys check it out. Please listen. If you like it and it's helpful, please go ahead and follow or subscribe and rate it. That helps me out a whole lot. We actually just got a notification in this was last week, got a notification that it was in the top 90. It was 94. So it was in the top 100 for marketing, like all marketing on some platform, right? So I don't know if it was like Spotify. I don't know that I was in the top 100 there, but it did make the top 100 list apparently. And I think that's pretty cool considering it's specifically for wedding photographers. But hey, that's something, right? So go check it out. Listen to it. I've put the link there. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. If you have any questions that you want me to cover in a podcast, you should also, you can drop it right there. Just reply to that comment where I've dropped the link, and I will do my best to respond and maybe even include some of that stuff on the podcast. We got Ayush is here at 3:50 a.m. and yeah, so I want to attend this live, so I'm here. Awesome. That's dedication. That's awesome dedication. Chris says the link's not working. I just clicked it and it is working. So I don't know if it could be Spotify. Like if you don't have Spotify, maybe there's something going on there. But I literally just clicked on it, and it's given me the straight up link to the show. So. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You may need to double check. Let's see. I'm going to try to see if I can link to, I'll put another link just in case it's not working for other people. Is anybody else getting that where it's not working for them? I'd love to know for sure. So y'all click on that. I'm going to post another link just in case. This is a different one. Allison said the link worked. Great. Love that. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, Chris says it works now. Great. Love to hear that. All right. Well, guys, be listening to that. I'm really revealing a lot of stuff that's, it's blood, sweat, and tears that I've been putting out on there. And so I really believe it's going to be beneficial for you. I put resources into the show notes if you want to kind of have like some stuff to look at later, some other resources to review. And of course, I say this for people that are like, hey, Jeff, this is great. This is awesome stuff. I really am just that person where I just want to rank on Google and move on with life and keep serving my clients at the highest level possible. If that's you like the fast path to success. I don't like to shy away from the fact that I have a mentorship. Now, you can't just join it. We do have, some times to join. We got to have openings and all that kind of stuff. But I do have a wait list. And that means when we've got an opening, we can reach out to you. You kind of get first dibs. And we kind of have limited spots. And so if you're really serious about that, we every once in a while we kind of have intermittent spots that open up. We kind of, we get some people in. We're like, we got a little bit more room. We can fit somebody else in here. So it may not be that long. I don't want to give you the perception that, okay, great, I'm going to join this wait list. I need to fix my SEO now. If you are that person, shoot me a message and I'll try to see if there's something that we can do to at least get you started on that path. I'm confident that there's something we can do that's going to be well worth your time. But if you're like, hey, I really want to do something about it. I've been following you for a while, Jeff. We get this all the time. That wait list is the best route to go. So guys, if you've enjoyed this, you've got some value out of it, go into the comments for me and comment value. And we're going to shut it down for tonight. Thanks so much for joining in. And I look forward to seeing you next week here on Easy SEO Live with Jeff. Until then, here's to seeing you rank on Google. Bye for now.